Hello, Star Citizens, and welcome to another video. This one is going to be a little bit of an odd one because we're going to take our little Save Stanton breakdown thing and we're going to mix it with our little ship sale guide thing because, yeah, it's not that much to talk about for either, so why not just make one video? May have took two before, but we're just going to make one video today. So, happy Veterans Day to the people. You know, it may not be that day anymore for you. You know, it was technically yesterday for me, but yeah, that's why I didn't stream yesterday. So I'll be streaming today as kind of a little bit of a makeup. But yeah, go check out my other video I released today too. It's a kind of second look at the Starlancer Max. All right, let's get into this. Save Stanton, an event that is actually gonna bring me back to the game, kicking and screaming. I was trying very hard to resist playing that much. Like, I was only going to hop in to check out new ships and stuff like that. But then they do this event where it's got limited sweet gear for me. And you know that's my weakness. I have to come back to get the limited gear. So yeah, I'll be hopping in. So I might hop on the Spectrum later and, you know, find a group of people that want to go out and, you know, mess around and do the Save Stanton mission. Yeah, I want to get it done as quickly as possible. I don't want to wait until the last minute like I did with the Overdrive initiative. So anyway, let's get into this. Pirate attacks continue to rock Stanton. Showing a bunch of blown up ships here. A bunch of blown up ships. Says breaking news, more disturbing reports out of Stanton as violent pirate attacks on civilian and commercial vessels continue to rock the system. Initial investigation points toward an invasive criminal element, but the gang or gangs responsible remain elusive, leaving local security outfits and advocacy task forces grasping at straws. Stay tuned in. All right, and then they got this video. I'm not going to play the video here, but you can go in and look at the video if you want to. But this is why we're here. Stanton needs you. Take on a series of narratively rich missions in this massive in-game event, stave off unknown attackers, and get to the bottom of the mysterious wave of violence before it gets even worse. Complete each mission before Alpha 4.0 launches to secure exclusive pyro laser repeaters. Boom. That's what we're in it for. We only care about the loot. I hope that the narrative is great, but even if it isn't, give me that sweet pyro laser repeater. I don't even know if these are good weapons. I don't care. I just want them because they're new and I can get them for free if I play the thing. So that's what I care about. I hope you're paying attention because that's what I care about. Then we go down here and this says chaos in the space lane. So this is probably just part one of probably like 5 or 6 parts that you have to actually complete to actually get the pyro laser repeaters. They're size 2 and size 3. So those are relevant to me because I do have ships that have size 2 and size 3 weapons. Laser repeaters aren't technically my favorite weapon, but they are good weapons. So chaos in the space lanes. An unknown criminal outfit continues to sow unrest in the Stanton system, attacking civilian transports and populated stations. As the death toll rises, local authorities remain stumped. Keep it here for the latest on these brutal attacks. I wonder if there's like, what is it? Not the Drake Herald. What's the one? The Reliant Mako. I wonder if there's like a Reliant Mako that's going around and actually doing all this news stuff. That would be really cool if you just saw Reliant Mako like randomly just floating around all of these events. So, hey, CIG, if you're watching, yes, you should have a Reliant Mako, even if it's not actually doing anything and it's just floating around. I think that would be cool because that starts to kind of make it feel a little bit more real. Like I said, I personally only really care about the sweet loot, but I know there are people who want more than that. So let's get to this ship sale part. All right, we don't want this to be a 3-hour video or a 5-hour video because, you know, I would never put out a 5-hour or 3-hour video because those are just too long. But for real, I will be breaking down those videos here shortly. I will, before the end of the month, I will have each one of those sectioned out and then I'll have each section so you can go and watch those. If I have time, I'll do it before we get to IAE. But if I don't, then I'll just do it, you know, right before IAE or right after IAE. So there we have it. Avenger Titan, one of my favorite starter ships, technically. You know, some people say it's an advanced starter. I think it's just a starter. It's 60 bucks. I mean, that's about the amount that you would pay for anything. You can get it for 60 bucks plus a game package. So to me, it's a starter ship, and to me, it's one of the best. The cutter, and well, we don't even need to talk about the cutter because we're only talking about the Titan right now. The Titan, I don't care if you bought it. I don't care if it's part of your game package. I don't care if you paid real money for it or you paid credits for it. It's a good ship no matter what you did, because it's got decent weapons. It's got a really good flight profile. The interior has a bed in it. It has the ability to carry, what is it? I think 6 SCU of cargo. It is a do everything ship. Well, not do everything, but do enough ship for 60 bucks. It's a ship that you can keep until you can earn some of these other ships we're going to talk about. It's a great ship even just to keep as an in-game ship. It's that good to where you could keep this the entire time you play the game and you won't have any issues. So yeah, great ship. If there's no question for me that if you own one of these, you've purchased a good ship, no matter how you got it. All right, the C1 Spirit. So very well beloved ship. I thought that with the upcoming it's not upcoming anymore, with the Zeus release of the Zeus and now the release of the Max, I do think that I thought the Zeus was going to take it out, but people still prefer the C1. But now that the Max is here, people who are willing to spend the extra buck and want the larger ship might go for that. I still think the C1 Spirit is a great ship. I still think it has a great place to be. I wouldn't trade my C1 in for either of the other ships I just mentioned. At the same time, what do you need a C1 Spirit for? So that's what you really should be looking at. Are you just getting it for the cargo, or are you getting it because it has a great flight profile, it's a decently tough ship, and it has great weapons on it? Because that's what I think you should be getting it for, the latter, right? The cargo is great. It's I think it's 64 SCU. So getting this ship for the cargo should be, I know it sounds weird to say, but it kind of should be the secondary purpose. This is for the person who wants a great flying ship with great weapons, and then they want to do cargo, right? Like, cargo is what you want to do, but you are more focused on having a great ship. Because I think what I like about the C1 is it's a great ship first, and then it's a cargo ship. Now, it doesn't carry as much cargo as a lot of the other ships, but it carries enough to keep you dangerous, and that's what's important. All right, moving on. All right, so the F-7C Hornet Mark II. Now, this is one. Now, I would get one of these if you're into the fighter meta, right? Like, if you want to own a fighter, I think this is going to be one of the better fighters. However, we know that the Hornet Tracker and the Hornet Ghost are both getting upgrades, and in my opinion, the best of the Hornets, as far as the ones we know are getting an upgrade, well, better yet, the best of the Hornets in general are, you have the Heartseeker is a great Hornet. The Super Hornet is a great Hornet because it has a second seat. The Heartseeker just has a great loadout. And then you have the Ghost. So those three, to me, are the best of the Hornet series outside of the F7A and the F8C, and the F8A, of course. Those three obviously are limited, so those I'm kind of not including in this. But of the ones that you can purchase pretty much all the time, those three are the ones that I look at and say those are great. So the reason I would get this is because it very well may go up in price. I don't know if it will, but it could go up in price $5 or $10. And then, when the Ghost and the Tracker come out, I don't know if that's going to happen. But as always, I would just get a CCU to this, and then when the Ghost or the Tracker comes out, whichever one you prefer, I would upgrade to that. But the F-7C Hornet Mark II is a good ship. It's not a ship that you should just skip over. I only mention that it's a ship that you can skip over because I think the Ghost is a better ship. I don't necessarily think the Tracker is a better ship, but I do think it's a good ship. So I don't think you'll be upset if you just get an F-7C, the Hornet Mark II. I think it's a really good ship. I think it's a little overpriced, but I think it also is kind of trying to earn its price with all the guns and stuff that it has on it and the ability to put even more guns on it. So yeah, I think it's a great ship. I know there's a lot of people who hesitate, but yeah, I think if you own one, you're in a good space. The Nomad. So the Nomad is one of those ships that's grown on me, but not enough to where I could really tell people to go out and get it. The price is still the biggest problem for the Nomad. It can carry a decent amount of cargo, don't get me wrong. It can carry a vehicle on the back if you just shove it on the back of there. But I don't really like the internal layout. It's massive. Like, this thing is so easy to hit. If you get to the top portion of this and you're shooting down at it, like shooting at this angle, look at how wide of a target this is. And then same thing on the bottom, right? It is a massive target, and it really doesn't need to be that big. I mean, the rooms, the hallways and stuff inside of it, it just feels like it should just be a lot more compact than what it is. But it's a good, it's like a space truck, so to speak. So I get why people like it, because it has the little pickup vibe on the back. But I don't particularly like the weapons on it. I think it could either be faster or more maneuverable. It needs to kind of pick a struggle in that lane. And yeah, but I do like that it carries cargo, has a decent interior, and yeah, I think it's one of those that's in the realm of good ship, not great, not bad, but it's just a good ship. If you have one, I probably can understand why you have one, but most of the time I'm gonna suggest something either slightly cheaper or slightly more expensive. And last but not least, but actually probably least, the Reliant Core. I don't think I like the core. I think this is the only ship on the list that I can genuinely say I do not like. I get what it's for. I love the look of it. Like, I love it. The fact that it can rotate like this. Like, I love that. That's phenomenal. I just think the cores need a massive update, and that's what's really missing from them. I don't like what they have to offer currently. They're too old. Like, the interiors and internals are too old to make me like the ships in general. But I love the way they look, which keeps them in contention for me always, because I think they look phenomenal. And I love the way they do the transition. So this is a no for me. If you have one, I have a lot of questions for you. Specifically the Reliant Core. The other ones I don't even think they're for sale, but if they are, they're not on this list, so I won't talk too much about them. But the Reliant Core, it's a no for me. It's the only absolute no on the list. This one's an absolute yes. This one's, I wouldn't say an absolute yes, but it's a yes. This one is, again, not an absolute yes, but a yes. This one's a maybe, depends on what you already have. This one's a no. So that's me. And of course, there is a Crusader C1 Spirit offer. I already checked this out. This is actually a $15 CCU. At the $125 mark, that's not terrible. I wish it was 20. 20 is great, but 15 is just good. It's not, if it was $10, I wouldn't even get it. But $15 is like right on the level. It's right between good and not good. It's like just enough to be good. But if you happen to need the CCU, it's great, because a lot of times you're just trying to find that one CCU that fits right where you need it to, and sometimes you can't find that. So that's what you end up doing, is just waiting for that one CCU to drop. So this might be that one for you. It actually just so happens to be that one for me. I think I bought 5 CCUs from this because, well, let me back up. If you don't know what a CCU is, I have a guide for it, so go and check that out. Just type in CCU guide, Billionaire Ninjas, it'll pop right up. But they're called upgrades. That's what they're supposed to be called. I call them CCUs because when I say upgrades, I think people get just as confused. But I bought 5 of the upgrades so I can work them into some CCU chains that I'm working on, some upgrade chains I'm working on. Oh my God, it's so weird to say it like that. But yeah, I'm working them into some upgrade chains, and yeah, it just so happened to fit perfectly in 5 of my upgrade chains. So perfect for me. All right, that is it for this one. Thanks for spending your time with us. Shout out to the members. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.